Hey everyone, welcome back to DC Motorworks. Today I've got these two engines. Came out of this 1999 GMC Sonoma that is just about to cross over 687,000 miles. This truck actually came from one of our regular Mercedes clients. He's got a CLK, an SL, he's got another SL. And a couple weeks ago he came to us and said, "Hey, I've got an issue with my truck. It won't start. It overheated on the side of the road." So he said he was coming back from Tennessee, going down the freeway, and he started to see steam, smoke bellow out from under the hood. When he pulled over, the engine just shut off and wouldn't restart. So we had it towed over. We brought it in, looked at it, and sure enough, we spin it over. It doesn't want to start. What we saw is, as soon as you spin it over, the combustion gases start pushing right out of the radiator, out of the radiator cap. I told him, hey, we could tear this one down. You may have a blown head gasket. You may have cracked a cylinder head from the excess heat. So this engine may be repairable. But he said, well, what would it cost to just put an engine in it? So we looked at some options. We looked at used. Unfortunately, General Motors no longer offers a reman engine. But we did find this aftermarket reman, and the cost was actually just slightly more than a used engine. So at 686,000 miles, this one's getting a new lease on life with a freshly rebuilt engine. And I mentioned this is a one-owner truck. He bought this brand new and has kept great care of it this whole time. The Carfax on this is multiple pages long. But unfortunately, we'll show you real quick what could have possibly been the demise of this engine. So got Blake here rebuilding one of the heater hoses off this truck. Can't quite predict what happened on this one, but this is one of the heater supply hoses. You can see it's crimped on either end. What we do is cut these off, and you're able to put just a new piece of hose with a regular spring clamp or worm gear clamp, whichever your preference is. But it's possible that this hose was the reason this engine failed. Not 100% if the hose failed first or the hose failed after the engine overheated. But either way, loss of coolant is what took this engine down. So here we're about done assembling a long block. Had to transfer lots of parts, and there has been a whole lot of while you're in there's. So we've got fresh purge valve, did all of our sensors, oil pressure switch, this is your camshaft position sensor. Of course, fresh engine mounts. Take a look at this one. Whole insert of the engine mount is totally gone. But looking at this engine as we got it torn down, it actually still looks very good. There's barely any slop in the timing chain. The cylinder walls look brand new. Besides being a little crummy looking from all those miles. If this engine hadn't overheated, it probably still had lots and lots of life left in it. Here we've got new belt tensioner. Put a new thermostat in it. This is your fan clutch bearing. Comes as this whole bracket. Got a new one of those. It's getting all new hoses. We're also taking the opportunity to replace the clutch. This one isn't that old, but since it's out, he said just go ahead and do it. There's not much additional labor. So we got our fresh flywheel, clutch kit, every single gasket we can get our hands on, and this truck will be almost like new. And you can see here, this truck is still in very great shape for its age. considering it's been to the moon almost 3 times. This is the 5-speed manual with the little 2.24 cylinder. Just a great little runabout truck, which this client uses to do property inspections. So it's nice, fuel efficient, comfortable little utility truck. So you got manual transmission, crank windows, manual locks. You can see even how nice the shape the interior is. 687,000 miles later. Just goes to show you what good maintenance can do for you for a vehicle. If you take care of it, it can last you a very, very long time. I'll go ahead and show you all underneath here. See, this is a clean, rust-free truck, being in the South its whole life. You have a little bit of leak from the power steering box, but beyond that, I mean, this has had fresh ball joints put in it. Tie rods are showing a little bit of age, but not playing them, so they have some service in them yet. The whole underside, super clean, other than just some oil and dirt. You got a little bit of a weep from the pinion here. The axle seals are dry. Again, no rust. Looks like he's even running the original shocks on this. This one's been replaced. It is leaking. Tires are still in pretty decent shape. Like I said, it made sense for this client to him. He knows this truck in and out. He's happy with it. So he'd rather fix this one than to go out and try and buy another used truck and have to fix whatever it needs to get it to the point that he can trust it like he did this one. So thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed this quick look at this little GMC Sonoma with the cute little 2.24 cylinder in it. And we look forward to seeing you on the next one.